Okay, so we rejoin in the tavern, and Sandy's going to look up having presented the options to you. Showing you the map of the city, he's going to point out the barricades, he's going to point out the walls, etc. And he's going to point out you're going to have to somehow sneak through the gardens with the guards patrolling.
Mm-hmm.
So, any questions if you're planning to sneak in?
Well, Mr. Sand, we were promised a cut of some spoils of this.
Yeah.
And where will they come from?
Yes. Now, this will be up to you to recover, obviously. We'll have an agent going in with you, but as he now brings out his second map, this one slightly more crudely hand-drawn, but shares a fair amount of detail on it. Should we come into the chat now for you?
Uh-huh.
It's quite clearly very hand-drawn by him or someone without much cartography skill. He explains the structure of the building. So the 4 towers have the guard rooms next to them. Each of the towers allows for cool air to descend into the rest of the palace. What you'll be wanting to get to claim your spoils is the treasure room marked up the top of the map.
Huh.
However, the guards rooms marked with GR, rather conveniently for you guys, are definite danger zones, and you would not want to be moving near them for longer than necessary.
Are they about the size of a fireball?
They're a little bigger than a fireball. 20-foot total radius, isn't it?
I suppose a fireball isn't very sneaky.
Not the stealthiest of options, no. I'd also like to point out, at this point, he explained last time, since you guys were drinking apparently, most of the guards are fire genasi, so they have a resistance to fire.
Right.
So fire magic would not be the perfect choice.
Spoilers.
You know that. You had it explained before.
I do remember the fire
Okay,
gas, yeah.
What's BC and TR?
Sorry, which ones are you asking about?
BC.
TR and
Throne
BC.
room, I assume.
TR is the treasure room.
Is that the one, the green one?
That's the green one you want to find your way to. SEC is the security area before it. SQ is the slave quarters. And SR is the servants' room. There is a difference. TR is the throne room. BC is the bedchamber. DH is the dining hall. And K is the kitchen. The D points down to the dungeon.
Oh no, there's a kitchen.
Oh, well, my friends, if there's some slaves in there, they may wish to help if we...
Just to
Break it
explain the layout of the palace, this was supposed to be slightly better drawn than I did, so I apologise. Once you enter the corridors, you're basically against the outer wall, but the throne room is up above water, which flows out from the palace. It's on a raised platform above what's essentially a naturally occurring underground spring. So you'll be visible to anyone in that radius if you get too close.
I look at Rambler with fear in my eyes.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was away for just the last 20 seconds.
I noticed.
Last 20 seconds.
I noticed that my look of concern at Rambler went entirely unnoticed by the otherwise cheerful halfling.
Anyway,
Who's quietly humming to
I'll
himself.
re-explain the layout of the palace. So the 2 rivers that run out of it into the gardens are your 2 ways in.
I see. So those, so that's all water. Right.
The light blue section is water. The throne room is on a raised platform above it.
How wide are the rivers?
The wide section in the middle is about 20 foot wide. About. The thinner ones would be about 5 foot across. They're only streams which allow for overflow.
Right, Rambler turns to the fire person and says,
Fire
"Can you
person?
the
Earth Genasi.
the Earth person? I can't remember which one's which." And says, "Can you get your hands on a boat?"
A boat. It's you to be fairly conspicuous on a boat, but we could certainly try and find you one.
I mean, if we just wait till nighttime, get ourselves a boat, and then we could just sail on in there.
I'm assuming it's going to be lit up.
How would you plan to get up to the throne room? It's suspended approximately 20 feet above that lake.
I see. Rambler.
He did explain. I was explaining that before you asked about the boat. Sorry, I didn't realize you hadn't heard that bit.
He walks a bit closer, scratches his head, looks confused, and then drops his head. It's a
Okay.
bit much for old Rambler.
So Sand is going to go on to explain. Your objective will be to get to the bedchamber. Before that and after that, what you do is up to you, as long as you get us the Sultan. The bedchamber is only accessible through the throne room, and I'm not sure what he was doing with them, but 5 small pavilions were set up in the throne room shortly before I left for the last time. There's usually a guard posted at the top of the stairs. I've marked that too. You can see the red dots.
I see.
So, your objective will be to take them out quickly, get past whatever's at the pavilions. I assume they were set out for guests, so probably not much to worry about. And get behind you can see the orange section on it. Behind the orange section is where the throne is. Behind there is the access to the bedchamber. Get the Sultan and get him the hell out. Provided you don't raise the alarm, you can do pretty much whatever you like.
How are we getting in? Which route?
You'll have to go in through one of either the north or the south side. That'll be up to you. We have an operative waiting in the market district for you. He'll be able to help you a little. At least get into the gardens.
I tap my legs and stand up and say, well, thanks for your time. And then I look at Torek and Rambler and try and judge how they feel about this conversation.
I will also stand up.
Okay.
I feel a sense of relief wash over me that I haven't just stood up to leave.
Rambler has got the map open and he's staring at it, scratching his head, and then he looks at Minstrel and Torek. He doesn't really know what's going on.
Well, we're all quite good at sneaking, so I think this is our best bet.
Well, it certainly feels more feasible than trying to have all the guards rush out to deal with you.
Yeah.
I shush a man interrupting Torek's talking
My
out loud.
apologies.
It's a group discussion. I'm just chipping in.
I've got half a mind to say we should, if we have to approach it by this angle, I would say we should do so with an abundance of caution.
Like
And I glance at Torek.
I second that. I'm not usually one for caution, but I think this time, at least to start with, until we get to the Sultan, that's probably the best bet. Might be able to use him as some kind of meat shield if we get into trouble.
Earthman. Sandman.
Yes.
I don't suppose you've got any extra manpower we could take on us. I mean, it is just the 3 of us.
Yes, a small group is what we had planned. Shale will meet you in the market and he'll be able to get you into the gardens.
I do notice there's slave quarters.
Yes.
On that map.
Who is this Shale? Can you describe him to us?
Shale Blackdire. You'll recognize him by sight. He's another Earth Ganassi. He'll be one of the few still in the market district.
Right. I actually cannot tell the difference between you guys.
He will have black, flowing hair made almost from gravel.
I see that might be a little bit distinctive.
Slightly. Shall we go meet him? We might find out.
You'll need to be in the market district before nightfall. They will seal the exits to the slums before then.
As we've been sitting in here, I'm unaware of what time of day it is currently.
You'd be looking at about midday.
So we could have a little wander around in the meantime.
Yes.
I mean,
you could try and procure anything in the market you might need.
One option we do have, I suppose, is we could perhaps trick a guard into leaving his post. Would that work, Torek?
To get you into the palace, our current plan with Shale is to knock the 2 guards out. He'll be disposing of them, and he and another particular friend of ours from the marketplace will be stealing their clothes and place, which is why hopefully they won't notice your entrance.
Well, as long as that's in hand, I think that's a fine solution.
And you want those 2 guards to survive, do you?
We prefer not to kill our own people. But
Very well.
if during the course of events you do find it necessary, we will not hold it against you.
It's music to my ears.
We need the city to not be cutting off our water supplies every other week to keep us subservient.
Well then, Douglas Quaid, let's go.
Okay. So, will you need help getting back through the slums?
Well, I think I'll trust a ranger friend here. May.
Oh, yes, sir, I never get lost. Nope, not even in a foreign city, and I fucking hate cities, but I never get lost.
Okay, then. Good luck. I shall hope to hear from Shale. He shall be taking the Sultan to get out of the area with you. Remember which entrance you come in, obviously. If you go to the wrong one, you'll wind up with 2 fire Ganassi burning you alive, probably.
Noted. Yeah.
Duly noted. I take my leave as I get up and walk outside the tavern.
Get up again.
Yep, you stood up and then stood up higher.
Yep.
Your crouch.
Plus 10 to height.
10 what? Feet?
So yeah, we leave. We've got to go find this chap.
So, using Rambler's ability to memorize locations, he follows the same route he took back through the market. You find yourself about 200 yards down the road from the barricades, which are set up to enter the market district.
Rambler? Rambler, you've stopped moving.
We need to get through the barricade, I assume.
Oh, I don't know why I stopped moving. I was on my way back to the place, but I guess we'll go to the shop now.
Well, we need to get into the next zone.
Was it noted why Rambler stopped, or
he stopped there because that's where he found his way back to.
Right.
So
okay.
I had him follow back to the point because he can trace his steps backwards anywhere he's been, but he doesn't necessarily know his way straight round a new place.
I'd
assume we'd so I've taken you back to where you hid from the guards when you had them fighting each other.
I want to have a look around and see if there is anyone that matches the lovely description I was given.
Make a perception check.
Why you said that? It's like you had to think.
I was thinking perception or investigation, to be honest. I was trying to work out which one it would be.
Oh, let me do that again.
6. Yeah. You can see nothing. You're in a town, there's people going by. Many of them are Earth Ganassi, but none of them have the description you were after.
Maybe I'll have a look. Nope, I did worse.
Also 3. You're in a city, you can't tell much else.
They all look the same to me.
I'm going to say everyone to make a quick history check. Or I'll just tell you again, because it's been like 20 minutes.
Let's do a history check. +4.
Oh.
16.
16.
Yes, I remember this.
Torek and Rambler, you would remember, in fact, he said he would meet you in the market district.
Uh-huh. I did know that, yeah, but Minstrel seemed to think we were somewhere else.
I was confused as to where we were.
You're about 200 200
No,
yards away from the barricades to the market district.
So we need to get through the
So
barricades.
we stopped because there was a barricade.
No, you stopped because you got back to where you know, and you'll need. I assumed you'd want a minute to discuss how you were going to carry on.
right. So what
Ladies
are
and gentlemen, there's a barricade.
what
We
what are,
can.
what are our options?
Get through the barricade.
So you got to come up with a way to do that. There are 2 guards currently posted on it. You can see from where you are.
Well, we could trick our way through, Mr. Noble.
I could cast, say, a minor illusion to maybe draw their attention away.
Or you can
Rambler
take
raises his
them.
hand and says, "Perhaps we should just talk to them. We don't need to cast magics or hurt anyone yet."
I'm thinking, as a backup plan, just to have something ready if they don't like us and let us in.
Yeah, I suppose we can try talking to them and try just passing through. I mean, I'll be happy to approach them and maybe have a brief conversation. I don't think they have any reason to hate me. Can I just do a check to see if these are the same guards who know me, Mr. DM?
I was just about to ask,
I was going to say, make a perception check.
I was going to ask if Minstrel have had any run-ins with these Fire Ganassi. I've never met any.
Yes, I have.
You did meet them on the way into the city, Torek, but you told them you were the Adventurers Guild and they let you in.
Yeah.
How tall are these Ganassi?
Ganassi average height. They're about 5 foot to 6 foot on average.
So
18.
would a 4 foot tall Ganassi look out of place?
A 4 foot tall Ganassi would look fairly out of place.
Hmm.
They'd be a little naturally short. Also, I like that no one asked what the Sultan looks like before you left.
Imagine he'd look like a sultan.
I'm going
Fair
to ask.
I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself to look like a Ganassi as much as I can, even though it might be a slightly short one.
Which type of Ganassi would you like? You've only seen fire and earth, so we'll say you can only do those 2.
Which ones are at the barricade?
Fire.
Fire. I'll do into a fire one.
Okay. So
And
you
then I
disguise
take it.
yourself as a fire Ganassi child,
Okay.
because that's the way, or teenager, so you can get away with the height.
All right. I was going to say perhaps I should I've captured Minstrel. He's my prisoner, but if I'm a teenager, maybe not.
I was going to say, I'm just trying to make up for the height discrepancy for you.
What was the...
Oh, sorry, 18. You find it hard to tell. You don't think they're the same ones, but given the fact their faces are mostly covered, it's very difficult to tell if they're the same ones. You can only see their eyes and lower jaw and nose.
Well, do you guys think I should just approach him and ask that we pass?
Would Rambler remember them? Rambler was with Minstrel, wasn't he, when he
was
before?
You can try as well.
Well, as any of us.
I want to get close. I want to get right up to him because I'm disguised. I want to just pretend I'm like a little kid playing around.
Sure, go make a perception roll.
Well, we have a noble with us.
Oh, dear,
disguise
sorry.
his clothing to grand himself up a bit. Try and
This one's wearing a bit thin. As I
persuade
change away from that shirt I was wearing in the tavern to very upper class noble garments.
Fair enough. Local flair or just general?
I'm going to say general because the guards would know of the local nobles, so I think it's best that I am quite clearly from out of town.
Fair enough. Okay, so you suddenly suddenly come in very impractical clothing to the desert. It's long, it's heavy, it's thick, it's fluffy. The sorts of things you would normally see nobles wearing.
Right.
And Rambler,
bodyguard.
from about 30 feet away, you can get a much clearer view. You don't recognise either of the guards.
Okay. Right. So we're now a teenage Fire Ganassi and a random noble together.
And a wolf.
I mean, you could
And
have
a dragon.
And a dragonborn.
the nobles. You could have posed as that noble's chef.
Yes.
I
That didn't go well last time, did it?
I
Cook.
think what we should do is you guys follow behind me, but close enough you can step in if there's a problem. But obviously we can't walk all in a line because I'm a noble, and that might draw suspicion.
Or we could be your entourage.
I suggest we, as horrible as it sounds, we play it by ear. I will just go to walk through, and when they stop me, I'll apologise profusely and say, "You are my retainers."
And there's well,
Yes.
I was going to say we should pose your retainers anyway. Otherwise, we're just going to look weird if we suddenly just appear. So it's just strange.
Fair enough.
So there'd be little point in doing it any other way at the moment.
Okay. So is that the plan you're going with?
How much does Minstrel weigh?
I weigh 110 pounds
Plus armor.
Maybe
plus armor.
could Tabatu Sasula take that weight? Could he take Minstrel riding him?
It would have to be a strength check, considering he's small, but he's not a small creature.
Maybe-
Wouldn't it look a bit weird, a 5'11" elf riding a wolf?
Well, I mean, the wolf's like
It might look more
5 foot.
noble.
Is a wolf 5 foot?
It's quite big, but
I have no
I mean,
idea.
if it's a dire
Isn't it
wolf
3
kind of
feet to
size,
ground?
it would make more sense.
it's just
I
3
guess it
foot
must
up.
be because it's got 40 hit points.
We're getting fairly sizable. It's an
Hmm.
alpha wolf at least.
What classification of size is it? Does anyone know?
Wolves count as a medium creature.
I think.
Even a dire wolf is only medium.
No, I
Typically,
will not ride the wolf. I think that will do more harm than good.
We've got to
Although
hide him,
dire
otherwise.
wolves do classify as large. I stand corrected. But
Not a dire.
I
Well,
mean, if he thinks he can support my weight, then
well, we're gonna need
maybe.
we're going to need that wolf because it's going to look weirder a wolf following along as well. I think than sitting on it.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
If Rambler sits on it, then they'll be like, why are one of the retainers mounted and not the Lord?
I will walk over to Wolf Boy and I will
It's worth a
give
try.
him a ration.
Nobody has Enlarge Reduce today, the spell.
No,
I've got polymorph, but only one cast of it.
Oh, you could polymorph him into
A
you could
horse.
polymorph him into a horse.
or an
You're right.
elephant.
elephant. No,
Polymorph him into a
not
horse.
much.
I mean, how long does the cast? When does it reset? Is it a long rest or?
Yeah,
Maybe not.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. That spell, yeah, it'd be useful in combat. I think
And the only
Is it
trouble
a
is
level
we've only
3
got
spell?
one.
it's a level 4.
Mm,
All right, so it wouldn't go in the necklace.
No,
Right,
we've only got one shot at this, so
I approach the wolf and I give him a ration and I go to mount him.
This is going to go badly.
I will need a strength check from Tubatu Sasulan.
Can,
Did I
it,
get that right?
can we? Is it retconning if I say can we not be in direct eyesight of the guards when we try
Can,
this?
I'll say you can try it in the alleyway. It's fine.
Yeah,
can,
thank you.
Can Rambler try and help him up onto the wolf?
Uh,
or Torek maybe. He's bigger, but
to be fair, I think Minstrel's going to be able to get his leg over because it's going to be like a short jump.
No,
But
I
at the same time, Minstrel, whilst Tubatu Sasulan is having a strength check, I will need Odith, a animal handling check from you.
Brilliant.
I'm going to say with the 4, he kind of just collapses even under your weight. So you can skip that one if you like. 21. He does let you get on though.
Oh, that was a waste of time.
can't you just try again?
Nah, I think trying again is fudging rolls, isn't it?
I'm going to stroke Rambler on the snout and say, there. That's
Without-
why did I call it Rambler? Smoke. Stroke Tabatu Sasula on the snout and say, there.
I think we will just have to. I mean, we've already got to convince them to let us pass. If they don't just let us go through willingly anyway, so I think what's one more thing to convince them.
I mean, I'm not afraid of trying to persuade someone, deceive them.
Okay.
So
So are you just going for it?
Yeah,
confidence is key.
yeah, I'm gonna confidently, with an air of superiority, just start leading the way, leading the party through, and I'm just gonna go to walk past the guards.
Okay, as you get halfway past the guards, one of them is going to call out, Mercantile District closes at sundown. Be back to your inn before then.
Of course. Right, continue on.
Go.
Okay, you proceed into the mercantile. It was that simple. I just love the logic of letting you guys make up, stress and obsess over things for a while.
But in this kind of situation, it's important because if we'd have fudged that up, there's no other way in from this side that's easy. You can just like climb a wall or something and try and scale in unseen.
Or, walk through a wall.
Well, you can.
Yeah, that only works on one person, dude.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
mean, presumably, looking at it from this angle, I would be able to walk through the wall and just throw a rope over the other side.
There's
If
only
you can do it
5
without being seen, certainly.
5 feet or 10 feet you can go through.
Right. So what do we see now on the outside
So
of the
as you
building?
step into the mercantile district, the cobblestone floors suddenly much firmer underfoot than you would expect. It's much nicer and there's much fewer people. However, all of a sudden you've noticed a sudden paradigm shift. There are no or very few Earth Ganassi, and the ones you do see are in subservient subservient roles, normally carrying things or keeping stacking things up on for merchants. The merchants themselves all appear to be Air Ganassi. After a few moments of looking around the marketplace or mercantile district, you can see a number of stores being set up, and a hooded figure is going to approach you. As he takes down the hood, you're going to be, or he doesn't quite take down the hood, he pulls it back slightly further so you can see his face. He says, I believe you should be the ones I'm waiting for. The sands are changing.
I'm not going to respond to that. Instead, I'm going to go, what kind of hair have you got, sir?
You can see, as he's pulled it back, you can see the black, gravelish, shale hair flowing gently off his head.
And after seeing that, I will then say, but the cockatrice are still about.
Very good. Please, come with me. As he's going to lead you over to a building. If I scroll back up very briefly, you see the oblong building to the left, to the east of the southern entrance.
East.
He's going to take you inside there, where the very friendly merchant man is going to come over and say, these will be our friends. He himself is an Air Ganassi, sorry. So then, these are the help your friends have managed to get, are they, Shale? Yes. Well, it seems they were desperate for help. These ones seem a little odd. As you've been shown inside.
You call it odd.
Yeah, we're bloody doing you a favour. If you don't want it, we'll just teleport away.
What in the world is odd about a 7-foot tall dragonborn, some half-elf bard and a halfling ranger?
At this point, he looks like a teenage fire Ganassi.
Tiny, that's going to stand out.
And a wolf.
and a wolf is why it kind of doesn't make sense to him.
The only fire Ganassi around are the guards, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the only ones you've seen.
So they might be weird having a Ganassi child running around.
Just slightly off
You
topic,
say-
is
you
anyone
say-
else
you
getting
saying that now?
major Avatar Legend of Aang vibes from this?
I was aiming for Aladdin, so I've gone way to the wrong.
The Fire Nation!
They've gone east. That's it.
Unfortunately, that kind of does happen with the Ganassi because they are elemental split along those lines as well.
Right. Well, I believe you're going to be helping us with this task we've been assigned.
Yes. So, how this will work. We'll be staying here till gone sundown, and then once it's dark, we shall be dealing with the guards quickly. I and Luff here, as he points towards the merchant who let you in the house, will be dealing with the guards and taking their place. Hopefully, no one will notice that. Provided that goes well, you will then move on into the palace, recover the Sultan, and then, or preferably, recover the Sultan should be your last task before booking it out of there. And
Right. Can I just interrupt you there, sir? What if you are unsuccessful subduing these guards? There seems to be an awful lot riding on this one aspect.
Well, there is a lot riding on it, but I've been practicing, so to speak.
Have you got any accreditation in subduing guards? A certificate, perhaps?
He takes out a small rag, currently soaked in some liquid he was keeping in a leather pouch. I was just planning to use this.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
I like your style.
I was saying, no one's going to ask what the liquid is.
I'll borrow
What,
some of
what
that.
is that in your hand?
It functions. He begins explaining what it does. From what you understand, using phrases we'd be familiar with, it's basically chloroform.
I'm going to say for RP purposes, Torek being a criminal is going to know that, I think.
Fair enough.
and so
Yeah.
would Minstrel being a ladyman's bard.
Wait, what?
I was going to procure some for Torek under that.
Oh, dear. Anyway, so he's going to say, yes, I have another one here for you as he hands you a leather pouch. Don't sniff it.
Minstrel. A day to sniff it.
I'm going to take it from the guy and then hand it to Minstrel and say, keep hold of this.
Sniff it. What harm
I'm going to very cautiously
I'm going to use message to speak to Minstrel. Sniff it.
pass it to Torek.
Fair enough. Tarek, you currently have the chloroform rag.
God.
That might not have been wise, giving it to Torek.
Well,
It's
You've
not
got it
exactly loyal.
Rambler says to Torek, perhaps if Minstrel doesn't want it, I should take it. And he holds his hand out to Torek.
Thought, what's his face was going to use it, not us.
No, he's
had
given
to.
one to you. He's got one for himself and one for Luff to take out the guards.
I mean, we could use it on the Sultan, to be honest.
Yes, that
Try
would
and
be.
drag him out of there rather than have him kicking and screaming the whole way. So.
Exactly. We could knock him out and then put him in my bag of holding.
But I will hand that to Rambler for safety.
You'll hand that to Rambler. Okay, so Rambler, you now have the chloroform rag.
Okay. I shall write down chloroform.
It's in a leather pouch, so it's.
Just don't let Batu sniff at it.
You will. I was like, yeah, don't. For the love of God, let the wolf eat it.
Hide it.
It's alright, it's not food. It's not food.
No, this is true. It's just a rag.
Is
So,
there
okay.
any other information you think would benefit us? Is there?
Patrols have become sporadic from what I've seen. I've snuck in once or twice by myself. I can suggest move quickly when you're in the open across to the throne room and to the outer corridors should you be visiting that way. However, as soon as you get a chance, get to the bedchamber. I know you would probably be wanting to get to the treasure room first. Also, as a quick request, please do not take all the coins in there. We will need some to keep the city going.
I see.
Torek
We weren't
rubbing
planning
his
on taking
hands
any.
together. I might not take all of it.
Are you saying we can take some?
Please, if there are any valuable items in there, which from what we know is of what's been taken from various citizenry, there should be. If you could limit yourself to those to begin with, and then take no more than, say, 5,000 gold pieces.
I see.
Each.
Very well.
Between you, of course. After that, it should leave us enough to keep the city running. We still have to trade to get food. Not a lot grows around here.
Very well.
So, which one he's going to suggest you take a quick rest before evening comes?
A quick rest or a long rest?
It'll count as a long rest. He's going to call it a quick rest.
I'm going to call it. I need a rest. I need to regain my 1 hit point I lost for something.
Fair enough.
It's the meal I made in our long rest.
It's not great quality.
What's this disgusting slop, Rambler?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a bit worried. I'm out of place here in the city. I'm more of a countryman, you see.
Is it made of sand?
Well,
And before we go, he's also going to make a quick suggestion, because I think I forgot this when I was making the explanations. If you do run into any guards in the corridors, try to take them out as quickly as possible.
right.
I'm not a very
You don't want them to raise the alarm.
I'm not a very quiet being.
Perhaps just try to avoid them then.
I think that might be preferable.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if shooting off a massive lightning bolt in a corridor is going to be the best idea for me.
I would like to ask the party who feels they are most apt in the way of stealth.
Well, I suppose with the use of my spell, it's probably me, but I can probably make us all apt at stealth.
I also have my cloak of stealth, my black cloak.
So it's probably the most stealthy then is Toric,
And my proficiency.
followed by myself, and then by Rambler. But obviously Rambler gives us all a boost in stealth. I was just trying to decide
As long as
if
you
I
all
need
stay,
to cast invisibility on anyone.
as long as you all stay within 30 feet, it shouldn't be a problem.
How long does that pass for that tree last?
Now,
I shall Google it.
I'm pretty sure. But I will double check. I've got it here.
But I will have to stop looking like a Ganassi because it's a
Concentration up to an hour, yeah. To
Okay.
be fair, that's probably worn off by now. While you've been taking a rest.
Okay.
So, are we all happy with what the job is?
I mean, I feel a bit bad overthrowing someone who may be cursed, but I suppose we've gone down this path and we should see to it we continue hurtling towards the abyss.
Rambler
Yeah,
says, I always
fine.
side with the common people. These rich folk have got nothing good for us.
Okay. So, everyone happy with what they need to do just before I move on to the next section and we can actually start breaking in?
I don't know a rough plan. I know a rough plan, but
You know the rough plan.
Yeah,
The
so
rough
we're
plan is
waiting for
get your
them.
treasure, get the Sultan, get out.
Yeah, we're waiting for them to knock out some guards. We go past. We
And
storm
great.
the citadel.
which way are we going to go in?
And we kill them all.
Didn't they specify they were going to knock out guards at one of the a particular entrance?
The south entrance.
Uh-huh.
The one you're currently by.
Is that marked on the map? Like
If you look on the
Blue Palace one?
Blue Palace, assume it
Right
has the
inside.
same layout as the large map. So the south entrance is the one which would normally be the east.
Yeah.
'Cause, I fucked that.
Right.
So with that, we'll move
So,
on
hold on.
to.
Are we swimming then?
No, you can walk up to the entrance. There's just rivers flowing out from the palace
I see.
Grass
I'm
around
with
it.
you.
into the grounds of the garden.
Mm.
So as evening falls and the sun goes down, you, having rested up nicely in the house, you are now going to come to time to begin the operation. As you, Shale, and Luff sneak out of the house as stealthily as you can. At this point, I will now need your initial stealth check.
Oh, I shall cast.
You do.
Castle
I
Out
wouldn't do it
Feast.
just yet because you're not actually going out to them. This is just to. This is before you've run into any guards or are going to run into any guards. It's just an initial for me.
Ah.
15. 27. Natural 1 and natural 20. I'm going to say cancel each other out.
Let's get
Oh,
some
No.
Rambler can
roll.
do some magic.
Oh,
Well.
11.
11. Okay. So we're going to say overall as a group, you've got a 13 for that. I'll say the nat
Wait, I
1
haven't
and the
done
nat
the
20.
dog yet.
I thought that was the dog. Oh, no, of course, halfling.
Yeah.
I always
Four.
forget halfling.
Let's we get the 11. We've got 11, 15, 27, 12.
Okay, so with the 27 to take a quick average, we'll say you feel really quite stealthy as your group now begins moving towards the gates of the Blue Palace. You can see the two guards standing at duty, at which point Luff is going to break off with Shale to go to the far side of the street. And as you can now guess, this was probably their plan to begin with. Luff is going to remove his cloak, revealing his mercantile garb, and run towards the guards, shouting, "Help! Help! He's robbing me!" as Shale quickly follows behind, blade in hand. As soon as the guards move to help Luff, Shale is going to catch one with his chloroform rag, and Luff is going to catch the other, as they now begin dragging them into the palace. You now have access to the palace gardens.
Let's make our way in.
Okay. As you make your way in, you can now see how the gardens are laid out. There's fine topiaries and a lot of them, interestingly, in the shape of dragons, but you're not entirely sure why. As you begin sneaking up the path towards the southern entrance, I assume?
Yep.
Aye.
You are going to see two guards begin to come out of the southern entrance you would be entering.
How far away
You've
are
got there's about 100 feet away at this point. You've got bushes to the right of you and bushes to the left of you, or you could head backwards, or you can try and deal with them.
I would suggest we go into a bush.
Better hide,
they?
yeah.
Now I can cast Pass Without Trace.
Now you can cast Pass Without Trace.
I
So,
cast Pass
as
Without
you-
Trace.
I assume you're jumping into one of the bushes, left or right?
Me and Tabata Sasula will take a right bush.
Okay. Minstrel,
Right. Be
Okay,
right
left.
with Rambler.
I'll go
Alright.
left.
you'll go left. Okay, Torek, as you jump into your bush, you are going to realise you are not alone. At
Ooh.
which point, Mr. Simon, if you would.
Sweet. Jesus. Who are you?
Torek, who the fuck are you? What are you doing in my bush?
I'm a Gilmore. Nice to meet you. I guess. What are you doing here?
We're making our way into the palace.
Oh,
We've got a
interesting.
mission to complete. My friends are in the other bush, opposite.
I love that joke still.
Can we hear any of this happening, or are they whispering?
I assume they're whispering.
What are
but-
you doing here?
Quite loud.
It's fine. Speak loudly, but we'll assume this is all being whispered for the
No,
sake
I
of.
mean, Aspect was quite loud. He was scared.
Ah.
He's not very.
As I say, a 7-foot dragonborn just jumped into a bush next to him.
What are you doing here then, Gilmore?
I'm also jumping into this. I'm having a little look, trying to find out what I can find here.
Would you like to join us?
What?
Yeah, I'm on feed into it as
Uh,
well.
sure.
Leaves it
Yeah, we've got a little mission to. It's nothing major, just to kidnap the Sultan and raid his treasure room. Nothing big.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that'd be
But
nice.
why?
Okay.
Okay.
I love it. Sounds like you've got two voices.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, just I guess I could maybe follow you. Yeah, sure. Yeah, maybe.
Good.
Yeah, that maybe.
I'll
feels
pat
nice.
him on the head.
I guess so.
What is he? Oh, I suppose we don't.
He's like
You can do a quick
young
description.
looking, like early 20s, skinny human man with like tan skin, coarse dark hair, about 5'9" and very frail and a bit like very bookish, with a pair of small glasses on.
Well, you managed to get yourself here. You stealthy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not the best at it. I guess maybe like I guess like yeah. I do all right.
At which point we'll have your stealth roll there, Professor Gilmore.
Does he get a bonus from my spell?
We'll add that one afterwards to everyone's rolls there. This was just my initial rolls. 16.
Right,
Okay.
Anyway,
Doesn't really change the average much, but
Oh, and you can see he's got big old crossbow on his back.
okay. So, as the guards have passed you now, we'll say Rambler, you cast your spell then, so from here on out, any stealth rolls I ask you to make, you can add 10 to.
Nice.
cool.
So, as your group now re-emerge from the bushes from either side, now one higher than they were. Anyone want to?
I'm gonna walk straight up to Rambler. Not Rambler, Torek, and I'm gonna step on my tippy toes and beckon him down so I can whisper in his ear.
I'll oblige.
What What the actual fuck? Who the hell is this? How'd you pick up a straggler? What does he know? Who is he?
He was hiding in my bush. What are we to do with him? He can help. You did say, have we got any other extra help? Well, now we do.
Was he sent? Was he part of the crew sent to help us?
I don't know. He was just there. He was sneaking in, having a little look about, from what I can gather. So,
Can I do an insight check on the human?
I'm going to be awkwardly standing around and like kicking my shoes at the dirt, just like watching you guys have a conversation a little bit away.
Okay, make your insight check on him.
Oh,
The emoji will prevent it working. 8.
Oh.
He looks like a human.
16.
Oh no, 16. From what you've seen from his clothes and other things, you can tell he's definitely part of a group, as it seems to have some form of pattern, but you don't know anything about the group yourself.
Can I maybe try insight as well?
Sure, go for it.
I mean,
The studded leather armor he's wearing is quite like it's seen some damage. Like
23. With that, you're going to guess, based on what he's wearing and what you can make out, you've seen people with similar armor sets before, but you've never really spoken to them. They tend to show up in a place one day and be gone the next.
I'm going to turn around and beckon Gilmore over so he can come join us in our little crouch party.
you there, what's your name?
oh hello fine sir, and then I'll say in Elvish to him, good afternoon, nice to meet you. My name is Gilmore, if it pleases you. What about you, please, kind sir?
I immediately feel at ease as he can speak Elvish, and there's no such thing as a bad guy, bad elf. So if he's friends with the elf, he's friends with me. And I say, my name's Minstrel. I'm a bard, a noble adventurer, and I've been dragged along by this dragonborn in some heist to overthrow a corrupt government.
I am his personal chef.
Oh, hello there, sir. What's Mr. Chef? I'm sure you do some lovely food. I guess. Nice to. What's your name?
My name is Rambler, chef extraordinaire. I travel the world with Minstrel here, making meals and making money.
Oh, travel the world, you say? I'd love to try some of your worldly cuisine. That'd be most interesting. Like,
I'm going to give him half an apple that I have in my pack. Yes, here's some.
I'm going to spend the next.
I'm going to cast
Minute
minor
instinct.
illusion to make the half-eaten apple look like a full apple.
He'll know because he's holding it, you realise.
What check is it against illusion?
It's wisdom, I think. 7. You don't pass his DC.
Master Bard. Oh, I see. That's very clever of you. Out of interest, what sort of elf is Minstrel?
Half, I think.
Half moon.
Half moon. And when he sees Minstrel, he's instantly more at ease.
I would like to greet Professor Gilmore in Elvish as well. I would like to say greetings to you. Top of the morning to you. I mean, evening.
I would also like to reply to it. I'd like to speak to him in Elvish. Introducing myself as Torek.
Does the whole party speak Elvish?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I would like to
I say, friends, sorry for not assuming. Is that racist? Have I done a bad thing? Should I not have assumed and talked to him in Elvish? Oh, sorry, my friends. I didn't mean to cause any offence.
That's quite all right, young man. Now, what could you do in combat?
I'm going to heft up my big, heavy crossbow and go, Well, I'm more like the studious type, but I guess from learning about different things and monsters and that, I have my uses. You know, once you know where the weak spots are and you shoot them, they're a bit easier to take down. But more, it's and I point at my head. It's my old noggin. That's my main weapon.
Noggin, eh? Monsters,
I'm,
you say?
Say to Professor Gilmore in Primordial, do you want to join us on this mission?
The fuck is Primordial?
It's like elemental, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, my friend, I recognise that speech as primordial, but I'm afraid I haven't had the time to learn it yet.
And I say, what a shame in Sylvan.
Is
Are you
that
trying to work out what languages he speaks?
is
Try and
Sylvan?
Minstrel in Draconic telling him to shut up.
They shout.
Yes. No.
Is that?
No.
Oh.
Sternly is what I should have said.
So I'm going to switch back to common, and I'm going to say we should probably stop standing around in the middle of what is probably very hostile grounds, and perhaps save further discussions with this newcomer until after our mission's complete. I feel he may be trustworthy. He does speak Elvish, and all the best people do.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you,
I think we
Master.
can trust him, or at least we can trust him to be him.
I like him.
Master Ganassi, Master Dragonborn. Thank you very much for your kind words. I guess I'll come along and give you guys a little hand.
I'm a halfling now because I cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh, halfling. Sorry, it's a bit dark out here.
So where did the guards wander off?
The guards went past you while you were still in the bush.
Yeah, I suggest we start moving and go to where the guards had come from.
Make our way.
And I'm going to say to the party in Goblin, let's go, as I stand up.
Okay.
And,
I'm already standing up, but
I don't understand that. So
I think I
look
get
at
the
the
gist
world.
of it. I pretend I understand it.
As you head towards the southern entrance, you can see how the corridors pass initially through to the main area. You can see already from where you are the raised platform of the throne room. It has what seems to be water spouting up from underneath it, holding it up. Although whether that's actually the effect or just some form of illusion is another matter. As you proceed down the first corridor, if you all open the map I put up earlier for it, so you can follow out roughly where you are.
We're on the right, are we?
Yeah, you're on the right-hand side on the north half. Or what would be the west half?
What?
Because you're entered from the south.
Just as we're looking at the picture, we're on
yeah,
the right.
call it left and right because it's very confusing because the maps are wrong way round.
So you go to the far right-hand side, you see the guards room, you see the little river, then you see the path you're on.
Top right bit. Okay.
So yeah, the top right entrance, which is in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You can see the other path across the wider river, and you can see what is in fact a small bridge at the far end, which would allow you to pass over it. However, standing on this bridge, you can see a single guard looking towards the throne room.
We're going to get him to move.
So, if you wanted to head to the treasure room, you'd have to head to the end of the corridor and turn right. If you wanted to head towards the throne room, you'd have to turn left. Those are your two options, and anything else you want to do while you're walking along. I will tell you checks as they come up at this point.
Whisper to everyone that my main reason for coming here was for the treasure. I'd very much like to go to the right.
Which way is the guard?
The guard is on a small bridge to the left. It's thin, only about 5 foot wide.
I don't think we can get past him as he is.
I could distract him.
I could chloroform him.
But if we go to the Sultan, down to the left, then we're going to have to bring the Sultan with us to the treasure room.
Yeah, I think we need to perhaps collect our earnings before the Sultan. If we get the Sultan, I think we will just have to book it out of here as quick as we can.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, is there any current plan to do anything to the guard, or are you just going to try and sneak to the right?
Try to distract him still.
Yeah,
why
I
don't
was.
you inspire me and I'll go and chloroform him?
How many uses would that chloroform rag get?
Make an inspection check on the chloroform rag, Rambler, since you're the one holding it.
Well, looking at this, judging by how much moisture is left, I reckon there's probably a lot
Natural
of
20. You feel like you took it out of the bag too often it would go dry? You reckon you'd have a maximum of 3 uses?
So do we want to use that now?
What do you think,
Assuming
Minstrel?
there's going to be more guards.
I mean, the issue we've got, we'd have to approach as a party because our stealth will drop otherwise.
Perhaps
I
I could
mean-
give you the rag and you could go invisible and you could go and do it. Is he 30? Is he 30 feet away?
From where you are now, yeah, definitely. He's more than 30 feet away. He's probably about 40 feet away. You're still in the first corridor. You haven't actually come to where the bridge is.
I'm going to maybe suggest that I go invisible and take the rag
Okay.
and knock him out.
I hand him.
Only because my concern with Rambler doing it is A, the party would have to follow, and B, no offence to you, good Rambler, but aren't you a little short to be trying to jump up and reach his face?
Rambler chuckles at the concept and says, "Oh, you are right.
Okay,
That's why
so
you're in
you're-
charge, young minstrel."
Okay, so Minstrel, make a stealth check with advantage if you're casting invisibility on yourself.
Plus 7. So that's one
Um,
roll.
Plus 10, so that's 26. And 24, so and 34 even, while you're in the stealth bubble still. So, with that, you managed to approach the guard invisible with the chloroform rag in one hand. I will now need I'm going to say sleight of hand check to put it over his face, and then you're on your own with what you want to do next.
As I approach the rear of the guard, I gently take the cloth rag out of its leather pouch, which I'm doing purely by feeling,
Mhm.
and I note that this actually feels quite normal for Minstrel, as I proceed to pull it over the front of his face and go to press hold, and here comes my roll.
21. Yeah, with that, he's going to fall unconscious in your hands after a few seconds.
I'm
You've now got
now-
a body.
yeah, I'm now standing over his body.
Also, since you took an action, you're no longer invisible.
I
Seven.
don't think that's how invisibility works.
Yes, it is.
I think
You
it's
take an action, it drops, yeah.
It was worth it. One level
Fuck.
1 spell to take out a guard. It's fine. How many
Yeah,
spells?
attacks or cast a spell.
How many
Yeah,
spells?
I suppose that probably
The ragging the guy
attack.
is counting as your attack. I just let you do a sleight of hand because you get a bigger bonus.
Well,
A bigger
fuck
bonus.
doing that again as I push his body off the bridge and into the water below.
He's
He floats down the river out into the gardens.
going to say kill him.
Oh, I probably should have asked what he was wearing first. I assumed he was wearing like metal.
He's not wearing metal. He's wearing what appears to be small pieces of. Are you familiar with Lalamar?
No.
Made from it's small interconnected plates made from ceramics.
Still heavy. Yeah.
Well, fuck.
It's still pretty heavy, but it's not a deep river.
Hmm.
And he's wearing a large turban and baggy cloth pants in the traditional Agrabah style.
Well, that may do less harm than leaving the body here, and also
He's
I
fine.
justify my means to the party. He didn't see anyone attack him. Maybe he just got overwhelmed by sleepiness and
Right,
fell
well.
into the river.
I think we'd best move on, hadn't we?
As long as he doesn't remember getting grabbed, we should be okay. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, and I say we should push onwards.
Although I would have stabbed him. in the
Do
face.
I need to do another stealth check as I'm no longer invisible?
We'll say yes, and you won't get the +10 to this one
Oh,
because he's just till he's back to the party. He's currently out of range.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing I'm going to do. Get back to the party.
Fair enough.
1d20 plus 7.
20. You still feel pretty stealthy as you make your way back over to the group.
Fine work, minstrel.
I give an invisible. No, I'm not invisible. Am I? I give a stealthy nod to Torek.
Let's go.
As you head round the right, you can hear a small amount of movement as you reach the corridor going down to what you were told was the guards room. Any actions you want to take at this point?
Oh, we want to avoid that room.
can I get the dog to do a perception check based on hearing? See if he can hear any guards moving around nearby.
Sure. Make a perception check.
Which I believe has advantage, right?
Yes, because he gets advantage with that.
Nice.
So, let's see. 8 and a 19. With 19, you can hear Batu can hear very clearly the sound of armor being taken off and put on. So you assume at the moment they're going through some form of shift change.
Right. I'm just wondering how the dog is going to convey that to me.
This is a good point. The dog, you can understand the base meaning, so he's
Yeah.
going to gesture towards your armor and point to the floor and then back up to you. We'll say that's enough.
All right.
Looking
Grandma has a
worried.
big beaming smile on his face, and he looks at the dog and says, "You are a clever boy, aren't you?" And gives him a ration.
Fair enough.
Plan now. Do we speed through? Get past before they change?
I would say yes. Speed through.
Okay, so you're going to be moving quickly, at which point one more round of stealth rolls for everyone as you reach the servants' rooms.
Is that with the +10 from the...
With
Yep.
the +10. Yeah, you're moving as a group. 18.
Oof.
37. 31, 27. Yep, you've actually managed. And the 19 is weirdly the lowest. Oh no, 18 is the lowest, but even so, as a group, you feel really rather stealthy. You reach the servants' rooms to the right, are now on your right. As you are now currently, you can see the actual makeup of the bedchamber. You notice that apart from the roof of the area, which is also raised, it appears to be made from some form of waterfall. The water's a little darker than you would expect, given how crystal blue the rest of it is.
Oh, I'm just walking around muttering, going, "Oh, that's not a good sign. Oh, that's a
Rogue
bit
Gilmore.
worrying."
Were they servants or slaves?
These are the servants' rooms. The slave quarters is on the far side.
Far side, but it's okay. And is that SR on the map?
SR, yes, that's where you are now.
Yeah.
But you've booked it round. Any action you want to take here, or do you want to carry on?
I would argue we push on. Any objections?
Right. I'm with you, Minstrel. There's nothing to see here, really.
I'm not sure what a servant can do for us. I'd be interested with the slaves, but let's go.
Okay. So we're pushing you on to the right turn, which you believe will take you to the treasure room. So are we moving fast again, or moving at regular speed?
This is security. I assume.
Regular speed, I think.
Regular.
SEC sex.
SEC is the security room, yeah.
Oh, not sex.
So as you've moved at a regular speed, I won't make you roll again. We'll say the shroud is enough to keep you hidden from. You can now see another bridge over the far side, which again connects the two corridors. And you can hear down in the security room with your passive perception, Torek and Rambler, I believe you're the same one.
Mine's 13.
Mine's
Bradley?
14.
Oh, 14. My apologies. You can hear a number of people moving around.
I whispered to the party, I can hear a number of people moving round. You hear that?
Yeah, I suggest we get away from the security room.
We need to go through it. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Also,
Oh,
one more, I don't know your passive
Is it-
perception.
Is that where we were going for the
That's
loot?
where you're going for the
Oh,
treasure room, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to go through.
So I think we need to duck out the side of the way a little bit.
So
And-
we'll say you're currently back round the corner from the security room, so they couldn't look out and see you.
Yeah, and I think we need to decide how we're going to tackle this.
Well, I
Um,
don't see there's any way of getting through that room without them seeing us, even with this spell.
We could perhaps maybe go past the room, and maybe I can see if I can convince the slaves to stage an uprising. That could keep them busy.
No,
Ooh,
that's
that's
not a
a-
bad idea.
That's what I was going to say, Master Halfling.
In fact, I've
Rambler
got-
also says, I do have a spell now, which can make everything really quiet within a 20-foot radius, aka silence. Would that stop the guards screaming for help?
If you can get them all in 120-foot radius, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So do you think we should maybe try speaking to the slaves?
I think you might be right, Master Minstrel.
Aye,
Master Gandalf.
that was what I would like to have done since the beginning, I think. That piqued my interest.
Okay. So are we heading to the slaves' quarters next?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. One more stealth roll, as there is one more guard over the far left side on another bridge, which connects the.
Are we still shrouded?
You've still got your shroud, so that's 35 for
35.
minstrel. 28. Jesus. 23. 24. And 27. Okay, so you feel stealthy, so you feel as though he probably hasn't seen you walking around. As you reach the edge of the servants' quarters, you look and see the small.
Slaves.
I wasn't going to say small slaves. What's
No,
the matter with you?
Slave quarters, not servant quarters.
Sorry, slave quarters. You look and see the small grated metal door across the entrance. There do not appear to be any guards posted on it. It's clearly assumed that would keep them in there overnight.
Did you ever
Presumably
get any-
that. Sorry, Rambler?
Did you ever get any new thieves' tools, Minstrel?
No, because believe it or not, I'm not a thief.
Oh,
I, on the other hand, I
you
do
gonna-
have some thieves' tools.
Are you going to make an attempt to open it?
I mean, I
Yeah,
can
perhaps we
try.
should open it and cautiously enter and discuss with them.
I mean, are we just gonna sort of try it and see if anything gives? But
Okay, so if you want to make a roll to open it,
I think that's just
so
my
it-
proficiency on that.
just your proficiency, yeah. 13. It doesn't seem to have been a particularly complex lock. It does manage to give way after a few moments of trying. You do, however, make a small noise as you do it, so one more stealth tech from Torek.
Just a regular one, or with?
With disadvantage, we'll say, for this one. You still get the shroud.
Oh, right, okay.
37, and once more, disadvantage.
Oh shit!
35, yeah, okay. Completely irrelevant. Because you're rolling like a monster.
I'm a master criminal.
So you manage to catch the small noise of the spring clinging back with a long nail and let it go slightly as you unlock the door.
Gentlemen, we have entry.
I would like to lead the way into the room, I suppose.
Okay, as you
And
open the door.
as I enter, I'd like to scan around to see how many slaves there are, what
Okay,
condition they're in, etc.
make a perception check. "14. You count about 30 slaves in total in here. They're not chained up, although several of them do appear to have manacles attached to their wrists.
Is there any here who look like they would be hold some sway with this group?
Interestingly, despite the fact most of them are Earth Ganassi, there is one Air Ganassi you could consider who seems to be in slightly worse and slightly better shape at the same time.
Although I'd like to air some caution, as we have just snuck in here, and they might not know we're in here.
So with your stealth rolls, possibly not. There's sort of just a shadow from part of that trace at the door.
This could really scare them.
I say we all jump out at once, brandish our weapons.
I think.
Could you speak their language? Could you?
Yeah, I can speak all languages. I will just say for the record, when I come out and start speaking, can it just be assumed I'm speaking their language?
Well, given you all the Ganassi you've spoken to so far speak common, yes.
Yeah, good. So as I pop out and start speaking Dwarven, I would like to cautiously leave pass without a trace and make my presence known with maybe a cough.
As several of the slaves are asleep, you get a few of them look over to you and say, "Huh, I didn't even hear the guards bring in any new ones."
Ah, well, that, my friend, is where you're mistaken. I'm not here as a slave. I'm here to help free you guys from the tyranny of slavery.
I see. And how are you planning to do that?
Well, I would very much like to discuss this with him. I say, pointing at the airman.
Air Ganassi. Sure. Gilmore, make a perception check. 8. Okay. I'll let you know if you see anything. As the Air Ganassi gets up from his spot in the corner and wanders over to you, he begins speaking and says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
It's a very cheerful. Okay.
I'm trying to do. He's supposed to come across as slightly flat and broken, but I'll try again in a minute. Yes.
I'm here to help. I've snuck in. Me and my colleagues. We've broken in with the aim of freeing you guys from slavery.
I feel myself as he says that. Then
I bring wares. I bring food. I say, presenting him 10 rations.
So which he immediately will grab and begin passing to the worse off looking members of the slave quarters.
And we're going to overthrow this tyrant, and we need your help.
What do you need us to do? We're not much fighters, I'm afraid.
We need as much of a distraction as you can cause to give us access to the security room. I don't know if it would help, but I do have with me here 2 tri-pikes.
So
Which, when you use them, will silence, deafen, and blind a target after 2 hits.
Okay. He's going to take one of the pikes himself and pass one to an Earth Ganassi who looks a little stronger. Where do you want us to cause the distraction?
I'd also like to hand out the 20 darts I have on me.
Fair enough. They get split between the rest of the group, so they've got something small and sharp they can wield.
I'll take that out of my inventory.
Well, perhaps. I'm just trying to think.
We need to get through that security room.
Yeah,
So
I'm just thinking if they went and caused a scene in the gardens, would that be enough to cause a big response and make people leave this entire area?
Depends what that security room
I think it should be a bit closer than that.
Well, if that security room is for the treasury, then they might not want to leave it.
At which point the Air Ganassi is going to begin speaking and said, "Go into the gardens. Depending on which side we went, the 2 guard rooms would probably empty to follow us."
But not the security room.
No.
Um,
We could split up, and if you have any way of starting fires, try to burn the sculptures in the garden. If half of us go one way and half of us go the other, we might be able to clear all the guard rooms.
The only way I have of starting fires is
you
my
have a
magic.
tinderbox.
I've got my magic.
Minstrel,
Everyone's got a tinderbox.
And
Minstrel,
torches.
Can you see through this wall here into the treasure room?
That's a good question. Sorry, bear with me. What was your name? Sorry, do you have a name?
Squall.
Oh,
Say again.
Squall.
Rambler.
Say
Say again.
Shut the fuck up. Squall.
School.
Squall, like the storm.
Squall.
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 There we go. Thank you, Torek.
Excuse me for one moment. I'm just going to go have a quick glance in through a wall.
And the security room as well.
I can't do both.
Well, we need to know what's.
So, do you want me to look in the security room or the treasure room?
Don't you have glasses that can see through walls with?
Yes, one use.
Yeah.
And you've got a thing you can walk through walls as well, don't you?
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
It's going to be a little too thick for that, probably based on the map you've seen.
So,
Okay, so
fuck it, I'm going to roll.
1d2, 1 treasure and 2 security room.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the security room.
Okay, you look into the security room, you can see 2 guards who are standing by with their scimitars, as well as one who has a far more unusual weapon, the design of which you've not seen before. It's a long staff with blades at either end.
Lightsaber.
Not made from glowing light, but it does faintly glow blue at one end and red at the other.
Oh,
I'm
Onto
going to
the
relay that
other
information to both the party, but also the slaves in the room.
right, Rambler's.
Squall is going to speak up and say, that'll be the guard captain. I'd be careful. He may act like a fool often, but he's a dangerous fool with that staff.
Now, I think, having seen through the wall, I think the most pressing issue will be perhaps we should distract the people in the security room first. In fact, you know, there's only, what was there, 3 of them?
3 of them, yes.
You know, there's probably, but I don't think there'd be any issue with that. And then, of course, you could just help us distract the other rooms afterwards, if you'd be obliged.
He's going to briefly explain, if the guards bring up an alert to the security room, you're likely to be surrounded. If you don't manage to take the ones out of the security room fast, looking at the layout of the place, the 2 guard rooms are going to flock to you from either side.
Right, so
Well,
the options are make a distraction.
Empty the guard rooms. Or
And-
2 of them.
Yeah,
Well-
so we've got empty 2 guard rooms, but not the security room.
We
We've
can,
got
yeah,
empty 4 guard rooms, but not the security room.
Also,
We
that
attack-
distraction probably wouldn't last as long, since they'd be going in half
Yeah.
and half.
We attack security head on and hopefully subdue them before all the guards get called to slaughter us all.
why don't we distract the guards and then attack security? And by attack security, I mean arrest them.
Yeah, I mean, that was
I thought that
one
was
of the
the
ones
plan,
we just
yeah.
said.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, let's do that. Let's.
Well, what
Can-
happens afterwards? Once the distraction's done, and they've
Once the distraction's done, they
destroyed those slaves, probably.
suspect they probably...
Yeah,
tried
please don't say that out loud.
I'll say, Squall seems to be under the impression they'd probably try to capture them again instead of killing them.
Maybe I'll say it in Draconic, just in case.
Well,
Elvish.
I'm not retconning that now. Squall says he believes he'd like to be captured and sent to the dungeons, not killed. However, the Earth Ganassi would probably receive a worse fate.
But it's either
Well-
that or remain slaves.
Such is the cost of freedom. I would like to, feeling a bit morally conflicted, I would like to ask everyone in the room whether they would like to follow this plan to make a bid for freedom. Show of hands, please.
Squall is going to agree, as are most, except for one of the Earth Ganassi.
I
Who
nod
would rather just
at the
cower
one.
under.
I nod at the one who's cowering, and I say, "It's entirely your decision.
You
I mean,
could do
You'll be
that
free
next
if
time.
we're successful. You'll be free anyway."
Make a persuasion check.
I would like to persuade him as well. But that's what I was
We'll
going to get at.
go with advantage.
Better persuasion, I think.
20 will do, don't worry. He's now going to agree to join the distraction.
How much time do you think you could buy us, Squall?
Probably, if we spread out and begin lighting fires in the bushes as fast as we can, no more than 10 minutes.
Mm.
Once the guards actually leave their post.
We could destroy.
Do you want
Guards
to
next
have
time.
some way of signaling us when to begin?
Do you have a suggestion?
I do not, I'm afraid, unless you can create or send some form of signal to us.
I'm just going to check something just about range. How far away are they going to be? That's the trouble.
The far reaches of the gardens would take you to about 200 feet, but on the near side, you'd probably be looking at about 100.
I could send you a message
I see.
straight into your mind.
And there would be... So if you did this as soon as you wanted us to begin the distraction, we should be able to deal with the 2 guards on the door.
So I have 120 feet range with that.
So from here, if you were standing in... I assume you'd be casting this from outside the security room?
I guess so, just before we
Yeah.
go in. Probably the plan.
So they'd need to leave one guy at the door to receive the message, but
One guy within 120 feet.
yeah,
It
either
goes
side.
through.
Paul says he will stand ready for one side, and the Earth Ganassi, who was a little hesitant to join the group in general, is going to volunteer to take the southern entrance, as Squall will take the north. So you'll send us a message, and then the rest of us will charge out and begin dealing with what we can. Did you have any way we could start fires? Torches would do. If once we get one lit, we could spread them out.
I do
Watches.
not have a torch. I have candles.
I have torches, I think.
No, I don't.
There's some in your basic equipment pack. There always is.
think-
Everyone
actually,
started
I'm
with
probably
10
the only one
torches.
who doesn't have torches.
I started with 5 candles.
Oh, fair. Oh, of course, entertainers pack. One separate.
Yeah, I don't have torches because my pack was too heavy because I'm so small.
Well, I suppose I will light 5 candles and give them out.
Okay, we will see what we can do with this.
And I will also give them my tinderbox.
Okay. Anyone else
Oh.
have anything they can...
I've got an explorer's pack, which I think
Oh, well,
has some like torches and shit.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So, Gilmore's going to hand out 10 torches to the group as well, I assume?
8.
8, I stand correct. So 8 torches go out to the group as
And
well.
keep the 5 candles out. Make them better.
Okay. So you've now going to have a number of people going to either side. So, are we all happy with the current plan?
Yep.
As long as you are, yes. Ganassi.
Do it.
Very good. We shall begin moving. As you notice, Rambler, you're going to recognise the spell the Ganassi cast as they leave the room, as each of the Ganassi begins casting Pass Without a Trace.
I think everybody's going to recognise it.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, Earth Ganassi can pass it as cast it as a racial spell.
I think I can as well.
Jesus. So as they
I think that's where I got it from. I can't remember. Might have been
No,
Ranger thing.
Pushing
Yeah.
onwards.
pushing onwards, as you reach the security room. Okay, so Torek, you're gonna have to cast message to send it one at a time. It takes 6 seconds apiece. So do you want to go north or south first?
I suppose I could say it to one of them and they can pass it along. But
It's half and half, remember?
Hmm.
So they're
FYI,
I'll do to do 2 then. But I
while
don't know
we're
how range works. But yeah.
while we're prepping, I'm pulling out my quarterstaff.
quarterstaff. Okay.
I'm going to have a look at my Mirror of Truth site to
Okay.
look at the guard that Minstrel drowned.
He's currently resting in the shallows where it dips off into a small waterfall lull.
Is there anybody around?
No one's seen him, interestingly.
What's he?
Okay.
What is he like? Is he confused?
He's still unconscious.
Ah,
He got lucky and
How
landed
do you
face up.
drown?
He got lucky and landed face up.
Right.
floated.
How long does
Well-
that stay in my mirror, the image of him?
Up to an hour.
All right. Is that concentration?
Nope, that's just an item.
Nice.
Right.
It's also a person-length mirror, so
I'm ready when everyone else is.
How does that work then?
Oh,
Does
I-
anyone else have any magic weapons that silence, deafen, and blind targets? Because it might be worth bonking the scary man with them.
Is he going to be in the treasure room?
He's
gonna
in the
be
security room.
I'm going to put my light on because I suddenly realised how dark it is in here.
yeah, we can go through
Um,
security first.
I do have something, don't I? But I've got a horrible feeling I didn't save my thingamabob.
Oh, God.
Right.
Well, okay,
Well-
so carrying on without it then.
I've got nothing I can knock anyone out with. No,
Fair enough.
not unless I whack them, get lucky with the actual core
Okay.
stuff. But
So, as Torek sends a message to Squall and the hesitant Earth Ganassi to begin the issue, your
So,
party then.
fire away.
So 12 seconds have passed. Excuse me while I start my counter.
Oh, I do need to wait.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that while I do intro to this, but go
Cool.
quickly. Your party is then going to begin sprinting down the corridor towards the security office.
As a giant shadow.
What was that? That weapon I picked up from the Doris place.
You either picked up a quarterstaff, a pike, or a trident.
Yeah, it's a trident. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes, you have the trident,
Sworn to save my fucking thing.
which was my favourite joke of that bloody thing. Okay, as you enter the room, Yep. Can you see both sides of that?
Yeah.
Shut up, Simon.
Good.
You shut up.
Silencing trident. I had 2 of them, didn't I? God, I hope I haven't
Yeah, I think you
lost
took 2 out of your
anything else.
inventory.
Hope
So
I haven't lost
table,
anything.
Jack.
table. Okay, good. I will need a quick marching order from you guys as we go.
I'll go in front.
Okay, Rambler's leading with Batu, I assume?
Yeah.
It's a 10-foot wide corridor, so we'll have space for everyone behind.
Ideally, I'll be at the back.
Okay, you want to be at the back.
I'll be in the middle somewhere.
Okay, and Gilmore?
Have we still
I'll
got
be in the
pass-
middle.
Have we still got pass without trace active?
It's still active for the moment, so I will need stealth rolls as we come down. If you could just quickly... Yep. Okay, just while I set this up.
Oh, another blinding roll.
Okay. Oh no, he should be here. He should be here. And he should be here.
Just a request, Craig,
Yep.
to make things easier with the tokens. Would it be possible,
Yeah.
even though it's not a large creature, to have a big token for the main guy?
Hang on. How about I just turn his one over? That help?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
So, just to make life easier, I'll turn his one over.
Maravilloso.
Oh, he's already unconscious.
Yeah, nice try. I know that's what I do when I knock things out as well. Oh, dear. Okay, so with those stealth rolls, you are going to get a free turn before they see you.
Nice.
Oh,
Moving beyond, say, 10 foot into the room, they'll spot you though. So you have to consider what you want to do carefully.
Well, I know what I want to do.
I assume
If
as
I
there-
got rid of, sorry, you
there's a
go first.
distraction that we don't have to worry too much about being quiet.
Uh,
If the guards are all running around trying to put fires
Yeah,
out,
but there's no guards to come.
hopefully,
Come
all the
help.
guards have gone outside. Yes.
yeah, so they won't.
Do
That's
you
fine.
need initiative
Boom.
rolls?
Thunder.
Initiative rolls will come after your free round, but you can
After
start
free
doing them now if you like.
That's fine.
I would like to inspect the big bad boss man. Do a proper inspection.
Okay.
Oh, that's
uh,
good.
Insight.
Insight, yeah. So, Silver Keep, guard captain.
14.
14 for that. Okay. So, guard captain. I nicknamed them the fire guard just so I could remember what they were. He seems to be wearing half plate armor. He seems to be approximately 6 foot tall. He looks incredibly strong. And his staff glows red at one end, blue at the other.
What's the staff made out of?
It's metal in the center and appears to have almost like scimitar blades attached to either end. They are encrusted with small runes, which is what's giving off the faint glow.
Yeah, I definitely know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I can guess.
Okay, so the captain, the other guy. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Are we rolling initiative?
Yeah, if you could.
Oh,
We have.
that was my perception.
That was your perception roll. But that's just so I can start doing the initiative order for once combat starts.
I rolled a
So-
4 there.
Who takes their bonus action first?
We'll go in alphabetical, so Minstrel, you're up first.
I
Good.
am immediately going to cast heat metal on the bloke with the staff.
Okay. That's your round. Next person? We'll
Who's next?
worry about everything else
That's,
with resolving it in a second. Start rolling the damage for that, because that always hits.
Gilmore will be second.
Gilmore will be second, yeah.
I'll activate my Crimson Right on my crossbow and
Okay.
take 2 shots at the guy on the north.
The guard captain.
No, the north, he says. Yeah.
Oh, north, my apologies. Number 3. Yeah, you got line of sight from there. Okay. So make your 2 attack rolls. I'm just putting in orders. So
Okay.
we have... If everyone can just read out to me their results. I
4.
think Torek got 4, so yeah.
9.
17 for Rambler, 6 for Tabatisasula.
2. And Gilmore 19, was that?
19, yeah.
Yeah, so you're up top.
What am I going to do on my... So it's a combat round.
Both of those will hit. So you can roll damage for that, Gilmore. Okay, so 10 against the guard captain. Yeah, you need the plus there, not the space.
Rambler, I guess, is just going to take a shot with the bow. Everybody's
20.
taking a free round.
Fair enough. Okay, so shot with your bow. Who are you shooting?
Big boy.
Big boy. Okay. Right, make your attack roll.
So my attack roll is... Oh. And he hasn't acted yet, so I get
17
advantage.
just hits. 17 just hits, so don't worry. But 19
Okay.
definitely hits. So roll for damage. And then we'll come to
Just-
Torek. What do you want to do?
Do I have
Well,
any
he
kind of
rolled
line
damage.
of sight on that middleman?
You're going past 2 people, but one of them's Tabatu, so I'll say yes since you're 7 foot tall.
Alright. I will try a chromatic orb against the
Okay.
captain.
10. Okay.
And I'll use cold for it.
Cold. So make your ranged attack roll.
No.
Nat 1. Okay, so that's going to end the surprise round as your chromatic orb flies into the ceiling. Simultaneously, while Gilmore very speedily loads and fires his crossbow into the guard on to the north, and Rambler then shoots a arrow into the gut just below the half plate. And we will now come to actual combat.
I was in two minds about bloody doing that chromatic orb. I was going to just leave it, but shit, that's a waste of a spell slot.
It's in that one. It happens.
I can get it back.
Okay, so first off, we will have Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
I'm gonna. I guess we're in combat. I guess we're doing this now, and I'm gonna fire 2 more shots off the guard north.
Okay, make your attack rolls. 28 will hit. 25 will hit. Jesus! We're getting some rolls there. $23. Okay, with that, as you pin-cushion the poor guy to his chair before he's had a chance to stand up, he's going to drop dead.
Ooh, boom.
To be
Is that the
fair-
main guy?
Yeah.
No, that was the little guy.
Oh, no, yeah.
This
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Yeah, main man's definitely up.
Main man's still up, so don't worry. He hasn't got through the whole fight straight away.
And as he falls down, Gilmore's just gonna like let out a little growl, and his eyes just like go a bit like cat's eyes, like when they're hunting, a bit dilated.
Yeah.
Okay, next we come to Rambler.
Can I ask you a question? Is Booming Blade a loud spell? Like, how loud is it?
It just causes force. The boom's referred to as that. I don't think it
Like a
mentions
no.
sound, does it? I'm going to double check.
Must do a bit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3,
Uh,
4, 5. No, I don't think it does.
Sheath
Just
and booming energy. Yeah, it's just force. It's not.
All
It's
right,
thunder damage, but it's not going to cause.
is it a
much
bonus
more
action to get my sword and shield out?
Are you going with the sword, or do you want to use the whip?
The whip and shields, yeah, sorry.
The weapon shield. I'm going to say you can dock the bow as a free action and draw the others.
Right. Then I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him, on the big boy,
Sure.
move all of my movement up towards him and hit
10,
him.
15, 20, 25. You can just move to within whip range.
So that sounds good to me.
Okay, so make your melee attack roll with Booming Blade as the spell, obviously.
So that's +9. Has he acted? He's acted now, hasn't he?
It's the fresh round of combat, so he's already taken a hit, so I'll say you don't get advantage.
Okay.
He definitely knows you, but 28 is going to hit regardless. So
Oh.
roll for damage.
Oh shit. Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's
I guess
Mark,
I have
yes.
I have
So
to
it's
cast that after.
1d4 plus 1d6 plus 1d8 plus whatever Booming Blade is.
1d4 plus 1d6 plus.
Fifth level, 2d8. Remembering the fire, I need separate.
1d4 plus.
So you're Fire Ganassi, I think.
I
Oh,
swear,
saying
I swear
that.
I had it down here.
Oh yeah, heat metal, I've already allowed for that.
Okay, cool.
Is it not this roll here? Is that it?
That would be it. Okay, the
Yeah.
fire damage is the second one. So that's a 6, gets cut to 3. So we take 3 off the damage, so he takes 24.
Okay.
Okay, with that, as he now looks at you dead in the eye, Bartu, your turn.
Oh, I didn't realise Barto's going right after me. He's going to also march straight up to Matey Boy and make an attack. With
25, 30.
advantage.
Yep, with advantage. Doesn't he need to be? So he needs to stay within 5 feet of you.
No, it's as long as he can see me.
Oh, fair. Go for it. I
Yeah,
thought
but
that was the
it's-
pack tactics thing. Nat 20. Don't bother
Yes, I
rolling
don't
another one. So
Right.
roll damage for him.
What's that then? What's a crit?
A crit is
extra
double
Say again?
the damage dice, but don't double the modifier.
All right. So it's 4d4 plus 5.
Yeah. 19. As he takes a nice chunk out of the guard captain's arm. Minstrel.
Right, my bonus, I'm going to reburn him.
Okay, roll the damage.
Roll 2d8.
5. Cut that in half. We'll round up and say 3 because I'm a kind and generous DM.
And I'm actually going to try something a little different.
Ooh.
My darling,
Yes.
I'm going to say to him, where does a sultan live? I'm not going to say that to him.
The Sultan's in his
Palace.
bedchamber.
It's a palace, isn't it? I'm going to say to him, this palace has fallen. I suggest you lay down your arms and leave this place.
Intimidation?
Suggestion.
Oh, suggestion. My apologies. What's the roll against that?
It is...
14, I believe, charisma?
Might be.
Or is it wisdom?
It is... What's that? Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay, he gets a much bigger bonus to that than the charisma.
Oh, fuck.
Gets 22 in total.
Oh, I acknowledge he has not yet dropped his weapon or left this place.
Fair enough.
I shoot Rambler a glance, and I know I've used my bonus action, but can I get away with saying, well, I tried to end it peacefully?
Yep. Okay. So with that, we're going to come to the guard captain's turn, unless you want to move into the room to get people access.
Yes, I will. I will move in. I want to stand at the corner, so another step, and then
one to the left. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, left, right, that way.
No,
that way.
Yeah, that was fine. It's the same either way.
To the north.
And presumably he has to cast a Constitution saving, doesn't he?
Constitution? What for?
If a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it, they must succeed on a con saving throw or drop the object if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Fair. If you'd said that before, I would have had to re-roll the wisdom saving throw. Didn't make a difference.
Oh, shit, yeah.
But yeah, he's not going to be able to drop the armor.
I didn't cast it on the armor.
What'd you cast it on?
The
staff.
Oh, the staff. My apologies. Con saving throw then. My apologies. No, he's still holding it. I assume it's still 14 like your other save?
Yeah, I only have the one save, don't I?
Yeah. It's just some spells have set DCs.
Yeah, no, it's 14.
Okay. Yep, no, so he's still going to be holding on to that. He is going to use his bonus. Were you done with your turn? Sorry?
It wasn't my turn.
No. So you'd finish your turn there. Okay, so for his turn, he is going to use his bonus action to cast... Sorry, I've lost my bloody spell sheet for him because I'm going back and forth between 3 for this fight. Okay. A small bracelet he's wearing is going to begin to glow initially, as he's now going to move. That was his bonus action to activate, as he's now going to move directly next to Minstrel as a teleportation movement. So is it you're going to blink and appear there?
I guess Boomblade doesn't take effect then.
Knocked back 10 feet?
No, if the target willingly moves, it immediately takes 1d8 thunder damage.
Teleportation, I'm going to say no, because it wouldn't set off. Actually, I'll say I'll roll the extra 1d8 damage extra for it. Roll 1d8.
1d8. So half damage.
Half damage.
Because he's changed positions, but he technically didn't move, I
No,
suppose.
it's a teleport blink sort of spell. Okay, so that brings him down to that much. So we'll say that was the movement for moving his arms, as he's now going to attack Minstrel twice with his sword staff.
And he's still disadvantaged, isn't he?
Oh, yep, good point. So with that, his attacks get a... So the lowest roll is 18.
I'm going to cut in words, that bitch.
Okay, make your roll.
Yeah, give me 30 seconds. It's a D8, not a D6. It's a D8, not a D6.
D8.
You're so much more inspiring.
So that's 10. So 10 won't hit for the first attack, as the red side goes swinging over your head as you distract him. I'll leave that up to you while I roll the next one. Mizra, how do you want to distract him just before I do the next attack?
Distract.
Just for RP, where you see missed it.
For cutting words, it's like causing a distraction to make him miss.
I went, motherfucker.
At which point, the odd word that came out of your mouth just makes him swing over the top of your head as he gets back. Spinning the staff back around, his next lowest roll is going to be a 19.
Cutting words.
Cutting words, okay. Go for it. 7, so he gets a 12.
Misses.
As you say, misses, and then he cuts across the back wall behind you, leaving a small patch of ice where the blade struck the wall.
Oh, I probably could have taken that.
Yep, unfortunately, not an option. Okay, the remaining guard, the remaining guard. Yeah, the other guard is going to jump over the desk, costing him 10 feet of movement to get to there, before casting Burning Hands towards Batu and Rambler. So I will need a dexterity saving throw from the two of you.
Dexterity. Wow, I'm quite dexterous.
I imagine you're going to need to be.
That's Rambler.
That's a fail.
And this is the dog. Tabatu.
8 is also a fail.
Tabatu Sasu.
So you take...
I'm going to use Absorb
9.
Elements as a reaction.
Sure. Does that absorb all the damage or half or what?
It gives me resistance, whatever that is.
So you take half.
And then I add a d6 of it to my next attack.
Okay, so you take 12, 13, 14, 15... 18 points of damage in total, so half for you, Rambler, to 9.
Yep. 9 to me and 18 to the dog.
Yep. Which even you're getting wrong, so I bet you regret changing his name now. And that's going to be the end of his turn. Next, we come to Torek.
I guess I'll go for the captain.
Sure.
I'm going to try a Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost, sure. 15-foot cone, I believe.
No, this one's just a streak of cold white light shoots at him.
Oh, fair enough. Go for it. Make your ranged attack roll.
Oh, shit, no. Fuck no.
Plus and.
Head hold shift.
Plus.
Almost did it again.
15. 15, he's going to catch it in the armor. However, I'm going to say, with the cold air prominently going at him, Minstrel and Torek, I need you both to roll a d20. 17. Just flat d20. Torek?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Want me to do 20?
Yep, okay. Nothing changes. I was spell dueling the heat metal versus the ray of frost.
Alright. I thought you were talking about Rambler, sorry.
No, Torek, I said, sorry.
Alright.
Yeah, I was spell dueling the two of you out. Okay, so with that we come back to Gilmore.
Happy.
I'm going to walk up 2 steps to the east, so I'm near the captain.
Yep.
And then I'm going to shoot 2 at the little guy to the south.
Sure. Make your attack rolls.
You're hurting him.
Yep, that's 2 hits.
Oh, damn.
You're getting some amazing rolls here. Have you rolled below a quarter of the possible?
No.
12 21 as he gets pin cushioned himself. He's not down, but he does not look well. Next, we come to Rambler.
I'm going to delay my turn until after Tebatu Sasula.
Okay. So now we come to Tebatu Sasula.
And he's going to hit the southernmost. He's going to walk up to, or run up to, and hit the southernmost one.
Okay. So make his attack roll.
That's a miss, I'm guessing.
7 is a miss.
Oh, he gets advantage, doesn't he?
Gets advantage. Roll again.
Bloody thing.
17 is still a miss on this one.
Oh. All right. And now he's going to end his turn.
Okay. So with that, we'll come to. Oh no, Rambler, you can move again. You are holding your turn till after his. Go for it.
Yeah. So I'm going to whip him, Mr. Big Bad Man.
Okay. Make your attack roll. 17.
Why does
And
everyone always stand in the way?
you roll with advantage. Oh no, you don't roll with advantage, do you? That's.
No.
I assume the coordinated attack's going off on the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is with
Okay.
advantage. Fucking rolls, man.
14. No. 21. Yes.
Wow.
So roll damage on that attack first,
Those
and then
rolls
we'll do
for
the
one
guard
hit.
captain afterwards, since you always struggle with that one so much. So he takes 11. As he also strength check. He does not make the strength check, so he's now pulled down prone by Tebatu Sasulan.
Nice.
He's now got him on the floor.
Yes. Did you
And
say
now
Rambler
we'll-
hit?
Rambler did hit, yeah?
Nice. I already worked it out.
Okay.
Same as it was before, except with a D6 on it for absorb elements. So the last two numbers, the 2d8 and the 1d6 are fire.
Yes, okay. So the 1d8 was a 3, so that gets cut to 1. The 1d6 there is a 3, so that gets cut
Oh, the
to
2d8 isn't a fire, is it? No, it's
No,
Pin
that's
Blade.
thunder. Okay, so 27. The guard captain is also now looking particularly shaky as he's taken that hit. As he gets whipped across the face, and the force impact of booming blade strikes his head and seems to send it spinning for a moment before he comes back.
And his jowls
Minstrel,
do a
your
nice
turn.
wobble. Call him Wobbly Jowls.
Sure,
Don't you
wobbly
tell me
down.
what to do. I'm going to bonus action, burn the bitch's hands.
Okay, so as roll the damage on that since he's still holding onto it. 7 gets cut in half. We'll round up and again say, oh, we'll round down this time. We rounded up last time. And say 3. Okay.
And then I will burp loudly. I will. Oh, I think I'm going to. Oh fuck! I don't really want to. Where is he in relation to me? He's right next to me, isn't he?
He's right next to you, yeah.
I'm going to bump him with my quarterstaff.
Sure. Make the attack roll. Remembering its strength modifier,
Yeah,
not
plus
dexterity.
2, not plus 4. That one.
That one. Okay, you actually let go of the quarterstaff mostly and just managed to catch it back before it goes anywhere. Okay, the guard captain.
I played that off like it was on purpose.
Fair enough. You were faking him out. It was a complete fake out. You went to hit him and then pulled it away at the last second. Okay, we now come back to the guard captain's turn, who makes a constitution saving throw. Passes. So he doesn't have to drop the weapon. He does take 1d8 damage for it, though, doesn't he?
Sorry?
If he's still holding on to the weapon, he takes 1d8 damage?
No, he only takes the damage on my turn, but he will still be disadvantaged and shit ability score checks until
Fair
either
enough.
I stop casting it or he drops it.
Okay. So, with that, then he's going to make one attack against you and one against Gilmore. So, first off, Minstrel. With disadvantage, he gets a 16.
Misses.
Misses. Okay. And Gilmore. With disadvantage, he gets a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So, we'll say he hits you with the fire. I'm going to flip a coin. Yeah, the fire end of the staff. So you take 1d8 plus strength. It's using it two-handed. 1d10 plus strength. So 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus. So shitting terrible rolls.
Shitting Peugeot.
So you take a grand total of 8, 9 plus 9 points of slashing damage and 1 point of fire damage from this magical weapon.
Ow.
He died.
Not a lot, actually. Okay, so next we'll come to the other guard, who is now going to, scrolling up to his abilities, make 2 scimitar attacks against Batu Sasulan.
Oh no, not Tomato Zazalan.
Gets
Batu Sasula
a
is going.
22 and a 25.
He's going to die again, isn't he? Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
He
He
takes
goes
the
out.
pride.
So he takes both hits.
Yep.
It's alright, it's not a huge amount of damage.
Spoilers.
Total of 16 slashing damage.
Alright, he's nearly dead.
Okay. Good to know. As the wall staggers back from being slashed quite
Simon,
thoroughly. And then we come to Torek.
Seeing as my 2 most effective spells, everyone's in the way of.
Okay.
I'm going to cast them anyway.
I'm just thinking about it, but it would kill Rambler probably if I had a decent damage roll.
You could also make the save.
I just want to say on the record, Simon, get that fucking fork out your face.
I do also
It's a
have.
spoon.
Actually,
What the fuck are you on about?
I'm guessing if I pull up the video, Simon's on video as well.
Where'd you see that?
I don't know what to do then. I guess I'll just chromatic orb, cold
Rambler
damage.
probably wouldn't die if you did
Gold.
that, by the way.
The
you
guard
might
captain
die,
or-
but- well, I mean, the most damage I can do with lightning bolt is 48.
You can't kill Rambler then, because I can do absorb elements.
Fair.
Not
Anyway.
that I want you to shoot Rambler.
Anyway, you're going with chromatic or make your ranged attack roll. Is it against the guard captain or against the other one?
Captain.
Captain, sure.
Well, I moved to get the other one.
Yeah.
That's
Well, that's not going to hit. Unfortunately, he's just going to deflect it off with the staff. We'll come back to Gilmore.
Hey, Gilmore.
I mean, he's pretty angry that he's just been slashed around
By a magical
whatever.
burning blade, yeah.
I'm gonna unload 2 crossbow bolts straight into the guy's chest at point blank range.
Nice. Make the first attack roll and hold off on the second one for me. 21 will hit. Roll the damage on that, because I have a suspicion based on the amount of damage you're doing.
Probably just going to kill him.
Yeah, that's enough to finish him off. As the crossbow bolt just sends him staggering back a few paces before he falls to the floor. You can take the other shot against the other one.
Gilmore's gonna let out an angry little guttural growl and then shoot another crossbow bolt into him as he falls on the floor because he's angry.
So you pincushion the corpse. Okay, let's just add on experience for that. Okay, go ahead. For Rambler's turn.
Can I whip him from where I am? Whip it real good. Whip it real
No,
good.
you can.
Wait, what? I can hit.
10-foot range, I just moved you diagonally. 1 square.
Right, okay. I shall whip it real good.
Fair enough.
Does he? Is he still on the floor?
Yeah, he's still on the floor, so you get advantage on the attack. 27 is a hit. You can try again for a crit if you want.
I shall, and I shall fail.
And Batu's attack if you want to do the coordinated.
I'll just roll my damage first.
Sure.
Is he still
Didn't
alive?
matter, he's dead. as the whip just cuts straight across his face, as he now bleeds out from a large gashed wound across his face. So that much for you, plus that much for you, plus that much for you. Okay, then that's the end of the combat round there, as you finished off the last guard. So, with that, we'll now come to you guys in the room. I'll leave you, obviously, looting, I assume, the corpses.
Yeah, we ought to quickly strip them of what they have.
Okay.
Torik's just going to keep going to the treasure room.
I would argue haste. I think we should just strip them and sort out dishing out the loot when we're in a safe place.
Okay,
I
so
think-
do you want me to make note of the loot and just shove it all in the bag of holding?
If everyone agrees to that, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
Rambo agrees.
Yeah, Gilmore's just panting and looking at the corpse and drinking a health potion. How much do they do?
Health potion is... Double check this, it's been a while. HP.
It's a good point, actually. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on. Am I?
Push.
Is looting a short rest?
No.
Okay.
Potion of healing. 2d4 plus 2. Okay, so I will put all the loot into a quick pool, and we'll just say you've sacked it up and dropped it in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, I'll need one roll from everyone just for investigation, just to make sure you spot any magical items they may have had. Although you've seen them. No, you've seen all the magical items during the fight. Never mind, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so you move into the treasure room. As you reach the large metallic doors, they are definitely locked.
Oh, good thing we've got a Dragonborn here who can pick a lock. As I
They sound
nudged
like
Torek.
pretty hefty doors to me, but I'll have a go.
Okay. The large complex lock, make your roll.
I assume it's not going to work.
6 is definitely not going to work.
Right.
You fail to open the door that way.
I'm
I
gonna,
have an idea, but I want to hear other people's ideas first.
I'm going to
I
start
say,
blasting at it.
I've got this. I've got this. Look, somewhere in here. Let me just fish it out, and I fish out a vial of acid. Maybe perhaps we could burn through the lot with this. Hello.
Do you want to try?
Oh,
You can give it a try. It's your acid.
oh, Mr. Halfling, that sounds like a very good idea.
Right, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So
Doing it.
as you pour the acid onto the lock, it seems to wear and give, but you're not sure if it's still going to be locked. You'd have to try the door.
Can I cast
I
Cure
push the
Wounds
door.
on my dog?
Sure, you push the door.
I'll push the doors. I'm not afraid of the acid.
Fair enough. So
It's a lock, innit?
it's been poured
Okay,
onto the
we
lock.
On it, yeah, not in it.
So, as you pushed, you've realised the internal mechanism seems to have snapped as the door comes loose. You
Right.
can now enter the room should you have passed a strength check to open the door, because it's quite heavy and you're not a particularly strong group.
No, I'm not going to pass, but
What do we have to do? We have to.
strength.
Roll strength.
Oh.
0. Yep, you don't manage to push that door open. 13. It starts going. Rambler.
18.
18.
Because I'm
Nice.
not strong.
In halfling,
Stra-
3
stra-
foot.
Hmm.
Strangely, with the addition of the 3-foot halfling's back being pushed against the door, it flies open.
Hmm.
As you can now set about by the side of the treasure room, you can see a few fair-sized piles of gold either side of the room, as well as a number of unusual items scattered about on decorative podiums.
I would like to look at some of these random items.
Molly does that.
Um,
Torik's just
but
gonna
when
start
I
sweeping gold.
Say that, is there anything in the room that would immediately catch Minstrel's eyes to be investigated first?
Minstrel's eyes in particular? Okay, bear with me.
Minstrels in particular. I'm greedy and I like blacksmithing.
Roll it.
There
I
is
hate
a
religious people.
there is a golden set of chainmail armor on one of the podiums. That the sort of thing you want?
Chainmail medium.
Yeah. Also, on one of the other podiums, you can spot a short sword, which appears to have a crystalline blade, a shield, which appears to be made of fine gemstones, bolts of silk, which appear to shimmer gold. And,
I noticed the silk more than anything, I think.
okay, I'm just going to get to the last 4 items. If you
Yeah, carry on.
To do with the sweet.
Sorry, last 3 items. And the other 3 items on the podiums are a simple circular amulet, a large emerald stone in the shape of an eye, and it'd be about the size of an actual eye, just for the record, and a small sword-shaped necklace. That's all the items on the podiums. And Torek, what did you say you wanted to do with the gold?
I'm just going to start sweeping as much as I can to pockets,
Okay.
bags.
So you fill your pockets and bags. You've managed to gain about 3,000 odd gold there before you filled up every inch of personage on you.
I tell you, that's good enough for
Perhaps
me.
we should put some gold in the bag of holding. They said we could take 5,000.
Between us.
So what do you want to inspect first, Minstrel?
But I'm not paying attention to that, so I'm just taking
I would like to see the silk, and on the subject of gold, I am acting under the assumption that we are only taking 5,000 between me, Rambler, because I have no input on what this mad Dragonborn does, and this Professor Gilmore, what he does is completely up to him. He wasn't party to that conversation.
Although you were looking at the stuff on the podiums while I was shoveling the gold in, maybe you didn't notice.
Yeah, you might, given your passive 10 perception, you probably wouldn't have noticed that.
I
Anyway,
would like to see the silk.
the silk, it appears to be very fine quality. It almost appears as if it's very fine threads of gold stitched together. But it's definitely silk. You're wondering where on earth this could have come from. It's far beyond the standard qualities and would look to be very expensive. There are 10 bolts of it in total.
Simply put in 10 bolts of that in my
Put
bag
gold
of holding.
silk for me.
Sorry?
Just put gold silk bolts for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to,
Ramble will let you go next.
I'd like to look at the simple amulet.
The simple amulet. Okay, coming to the simple amulet. The simple, perfectly round amulet it has some lettering on it in a language I don't believe you can read. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you've got
can
abyssal.
speak common, halfling, elvish, abyssal.
Yeah, no, you can't read the letters.
You can beckon me
It's got
over.
a genuine magic vibe as you pick it up, though.
Magic vibe. What would an Arcana check get me?
You could try and work it out without knowing what the words say.
Is that Arcana then?
Yeah, it's like Arcana check. 11. You feel it has something to do with the casting of spells, is what the magic from this would affect.
I see. Like my other one. Minstrel, you know about magic items and technologically and stuff. What's this?
Can I just have it be said, while he was looking at that, I was also scooping up gold.
Sure, so you put 5,000 in the bag of holding?
Yep. And I'm going to come over and I'm going to say, huh? What do you want? As I hand him 2,500 gold.
Fair enough.
Oh my. Well, thank you very much.
This fills the rest of the space in Rambler's bag, because it's a lot of gold pieces. As you handed the amulet, you once again feel the spark of magic. However, despite the fact it's in a language you don't recognise any of the characters for, you still immediately understand the words written around the circle as it completes a full loop. Focus, accuracy, precision, power.
It says, Rambler, focus, accuracy, precision, power. Maybe you'd like me to inspect it for you.
Oh yes, if you could. Yeah, I did have a look at it, but can't make head nor tail of these weird Ganassi items.
With the make an Arcana check with advantage, since you know what the words mean.
So that's one roll.
Well, that'll do.
Never mind, you got it. So with that, you're going to realise it's this. The War Mage's Amulet. A perfect ring with runes in ancient magic language. It will add 2 to ranged spell attack rolls and 1 to spell save DC when attuned and worn.
Ranged spell attacks, you say? What's one of those? I asked Minstrel.
It makes your spells more accurate functionally.
Minstrel, you're talking with a strange voice.
Sorry. I was still finishing the explanation, but
It's-
yes, carry on.
It looks like it's meant for a spellcaster of some description.
I see. Well, that's probably you, isn't it? I hand him. I guess I've already handed it to him, have I?
Yeah, he's holding it to have looked it over.
Right.
Gilmore, will come to you next with what you want to look at first. Do you remember the items?
Yeah, I just want to walk over to that weird eye-looking thing without saying anything and start inspecting it.
Okay, make an Arcana check. 12. It's definitely magic, but you assume attuning to it, it's going to be taken into your person. You're not entirely sure what it would do to you.
What one was that?
That's the stone, the eye-shaped stone.
Oh, that's good for that.
I'm just gonna look at it and go, "Oh, excuse me, chaps. Do you mind if I keep this little bauble? There's nothing else I really want, but just to helping you guys out."
What does it do? Is there anything special about it?
I don't know, young master. Sorry, master halfling.
Young dearie.
I seem to have slipped into another character. I'm not entirely sure, but I'd like to work out what it does. I'd like to test my brain power a bit on it.
Okay, do you want to try tuning to the item, or do you want to...
Maybe
Just
when we next rest or something like that.
Long rest.
Sure.
innit?
No worries. Yeah, it takes like an hour, but that's fine.
Just FYI, when we do come to that, I will need you to remind me which of my items I had to attune to.
Sure, no worries, I can go over that for you.
I'm
Okay.
guessing that War Mage's Amulet should go to Torek, right? If Minstrel. Oh, why did they give it to Minstrel?
It's
Yeah.
fine. Moving on, we'll now come back to the round. We'll say Torek, you're next.
What's left?
There's the
Oh, is
small stone
amulet with a sword on,
amulet.
Yeah, I'll go have a look at that.
Okay. It's another Arcana check if you don't mind, as you pick it up.
Yeah, I'm not too good at those.
I'm just going to be waiting by the door because I'm a bit concerned with robbing.
Again, this
Everything.
feels like another item which would be taken into you upon attunement. It would. You're not. Again, this one would have something to do with melee, but you're not quite sure what it would have to do.
Didn't they say we could take the items though?
Place it in a pocket.
They
Yeah,
just
okay.
said even
Yeah,
gold.
there's a point. How much gold is in the room?
In the room, probably in total about 60,000 gold pieces.
So they'd have to really count to know we've taken a little over 5,000.
Anyway, coming back to the items, we'll say Minstrel, you're up next before Rambler and then Gilmore again, since there are a total of 7.
What was the stone amulet?
The stone amulet's shaped like a sword, but he's not sure what it does yet. Moving on back to Minstrel, you want to go wait by the door, so the other 3 of you will get 1 more turn each. So, remaining items are a crystalline short sword, a gemstone shield, and a set of golden chainmail.
Ooh. Who's it? Is it me?
Rambler, you're next.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the shield.
It appears to be made of a large sheet of emerald. This is probably not going to be that effective as a defensive mechanism, but as far as selling something, this is quite valuable.
So it's not magic
No.
because that was an Arcana check I just did.
Yeah, no, it's not magic.
Okay.
This is these are the trade goods, which is where most of your pay was supposed to come from.
Right. Are they
Okay,
all trade goods?
the remaining ones are all trade goods. You guys immediately picked out what was the magic items, apart from Minstrel, who went for the silk. Anyway, so next we come to Gilmore. You can take your pick.
You wrote in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just going off to wait with Minstrel. I'm not
Yes,
interested.
fair enough. Okay, so that leaves. Do you want the dime? Do you want the short sword, or do you want the chainmail, Torek?
I was going to go for the chainmail.
Okay, you go over and look over. It does just appear to be pretty much solid gold chainmail. Again, not that effective as a piece of armor, but trade good value.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to wear armor, but I'll definitely take it.
Fair enough. It's quite heavy.
I don't know how much I can hold it to.
You're a Dragonborn. What's your strength? 9.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, so I think you're probably fine because you don't actually wear any armor.
No.
So keeping it in your pack, you should be fine. But I'll run over your carry weight in a minute. And that leaves Rambler. You go up to the crystalline short sword, or no, we'll say Bartu brings it over to you while you're still looking at the shield.
Nice. Good
It
dog.
appears to have a blade made from what could possibly be diamond or opal.
Right.
It's again another not that effective as a weapon, but pretty cool looking.
All right, I'm going to walk up to Minstrel and hand him the sword and the shield and be like, I can't actually carry these. Do you mind?
Yes. Can you maybe describe in a short, maybe 2 or 3 words, what I should list these as in my inventory, Rambler? As
I've
I
got 'em
take out my
written-
notepad.
Written in as crystal shield and crystal sword.
Brackets
That'll
red.
do.
Rambler. I would be honoured to carry this for you.
And Minstrel, might I also suggest that necklace I gave you, perhaps we should give it to our dragon friend over there. He might be a bit reckless, but he is quite handy with a spell.
What necklace?
That amulet, that simple amulet.
I don't recall you handing me an amulet. You handed me a crystal shield and crystal short sword.
Everyone knows he
Wait.
handed you the amulet.
Huh? So just to be sure, your Minstrel's denying it, right? Not
Yeah.
Yep.
not Chris.
Okay,
Yeah, minstrel tonight.
okay, that's
Right,
fine.
I'm gonna roll an insight check. Actually, no, I'm not. No, that's a little bit metagame, isn't it?
You know he's done it.
Yeah, he would have
Yeah,
seen.
actually,
You gave
alright.
it to him.
I'll
Yeah.
roll an insight check then.
Did I hand it to him?
12.
12. Minstrel roll deception, I suppose.
Man,
I
I
suppose it's,
seem to
yeah,
get
an
a lot
obvious
of low
lie.
rolls in this game.
I've had loads during combat.
15. Rambler, you're now confused as to whether or not you gave it to him.
Did I give it to you? I'm sure I gave it to you. Don't you remember when I asked you to look after it and have a look at it and see where all the magic's coming from?
Oh, you mean that amulet? Well, I was actually going to perhaps upgrade the one I was. Am I wearing a necklace? Quick scan of my list.
You need like a thing.
You
well,
should use the equipment section of what's actually equipped to you for the record.
I am using it.
Okay.
I was actually thinking of using it as an upgrade for myself. I mean, it would mean I'd have to part with one of my existing magical items.
I see.
But as a ranged spellcaster, I think this might come in handy for myself. And Torek killed my son.
I've got fuck all spells though.
Right, I'm with you now. So what's the one you're giving up?
It's a Lord of the Dead necklace.
Fair enough. I forgot about that.
But the magic item I'm giving up, I will not know until the magical voice in my head has spoken to me and told me which items required attunement.
Fair enough. I
But
will
it's
come back to that.
likely to be a belt of pass-through stone,
The
gold
ring.
rimmed glasses, a
they're
ring
not
of X-ray,
The ring of X-ray is not attunement. That's just a single
Yes.
use. The
Right,
ring
well,
you're wearing, which gives you frost resistance, is attuned. Your circlet is attuned, and your belt is attuned.
I'll probably end up giving up my ring of resisting frost.
Jesus, really?
I see.
Yeah,
very
I mean, I'm a bard. I really shouldn't be getting hit anyway.
Fair enough.
Right, you are then. Well, I suppose we can work out all the treasure and stuff later. For now, we need to go and capture a king. We've only got 35 minutes to do it.
That's fine. We can run a bit late if everyone's okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
No.
Simon?
Sure.
Fair enough. Okay, so as you make your way back out of the treasure chamber now, Torek faintly jingling as he walks along. You come back to the main area around the throne room. It's been about, let's see, combat took 3 rounds in total. 18 seconds will allow 10 minutes of looting. It's been about 12 minutes in total. You can still see the 2 guards up on the throne area from where you're standing are holding position. However, you can't hear any other guards except outside in the gardens. So you're currently here. Okay. What do you want to do?
Well, friends, I suggest we rush them.
Rush him, 2 guards. Think we can
See-
take him out quickly enough?
So you're going to sprint
guards?
all the way round.
Right around the other side.
Which way are you going to go, left or right, just for my record?
I mean,
I think we should go back the way we came. Right.
The way you came to the right, sure. So as you head round, you can, as you reach past the first guards room, you can hear fighting or at least scuffling outside, and you can smell faint smell of burning. As you continue past the second one, there's a general cry going up from the Earth Ganassi that went that way. And from what you can make out, highest perception, Radika's going to be the only one to hear it. Because he gets advantage with hearing, he's going to notice... Bartu, my apologies. I'm going to keep doing that. Why did you change its fucking name?
Maybe I should have changed the animal as well when I changed the name.
Either way, you're going to hear a general outcry of, "We killed one!" as they carry on fighting. You're now passing the area which leads towards the dungeons. Are we carrying on to the throne room, or...?
Yes.
I think we need to beeline it, to be honest.
Okay, so I'm
The
assuming you're
age-
not turning into the
Oh.
dining hall either.
Oh, is the door open?
No, it's closed.
Okay.
I'm thinking straight to the Sultan. I mean, the place is under siege. He might be trying to escape.
Okay,
more
so
guards
you
there,
begin coming up towards the stairs leading up to the raised throne. I say room area, I suppose. As you now stand on the raised platform, about 20 feet above the water, the 2 guards immediately swing round to turn to you. At which point they are going to see your party somewhat covered in the blood of the other guards, and having heard the disruption, are going to book it into the water and swim away.
Hear me now. Suffer me now.
However, as you reach the top of the stairs, you are going to hear the snoring of large creatures coming from the pavilions.
Oh,
Excuse
shit.
me while I
I-
change the battle map.
Guys. There's snoring creatures. I think maybe we should maybe do a
Thank-
sneak.
As the guards hit the water, the snoring of one of them is going to stop.
Can I just pull my dagger a little bit out of the sheath?
Yes. You notice a faint purple glowing.
I'm gonna resheath it and just like, oh bloody hell, there they are. Let's get ready.
Excuse me while I change the battle map over. It'll just be a second.
I forgot about this bit.
And then I'm going to say to the others, well, guys, if you don't mind a second of your time, please, we might not, might be some things
it
that
out,
aren't
man.
entirely human around here, masters.
I would like to check if there are any monsters within 5 miles of me.
Monstrosities and aberrations you can do, correct?
Constructs.
Constructs, my apologies.
Monstrosities.
I just need to check one thing. I shall be back in a few seconds. Last
Okay,
time,
see you tomorrow.
You have to tell me every single construct in the whole city now.
Yep.
One by one.
In the
Name.
whole city, there are 3 constructs. However, there is no monstrosities except once you reach outside the city walls. They're the same
they're
ones
not
you sensed
monsters.
before.
Whatever's snoring up there ain't monsters. I think they're probably the Sultan's tigers or something.
Sorry, just getting this dry from the wet wipes, otherwise it won't let me draw on it again.
Don't think tigers are that large.
The 5 foot by 5 foot pavilions, they're a fair size, but they're not excessive. Where's my picture? There we are. So you're going to be coming up here through the wide stairs. Please tell me you can't see this if I'm not on screen.
Oh, sorry.
You're not actually on screen, Craig,
It's right at the
Okay.
bottom of the screen.
because I have Google Chrome open instead.
Fair enough. That's fine. Thank you for letting me. Yeah, it's going to be quite a wide area, so I need a bit of space. Okay, we're going to go up to there. Oh, I can finish it off. It's fine. Stairs going down there. On the far side. You can only just see. As well as we're going to have the throne. It's not all throne because no one's arse is 15 foot wide, but you get the idea. It's largely decorative outside the hatched section. Okay, so creature tokens. The pavilions are currently facing away from you, so you can't see into them. However, there's going to be one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And those are in the wrong order, but I'm going to go with it. Okay, so as the first creature's head, marching order for coming out the stairs, it's 3 wide, so you can be a little spread out on it.
Me at the front, Rambler at the front.
With Radika, Bartu.
No, let's put Batu a bit further back because he's
Did
still
we-
pretty hurt. So
See what these were? Sorry, I was having a wee.
Sorry, I'm just doing the marching order before I describe the first head coming around the
Yeah, that's
pavilion.
cool.
So where do you want to be in relation? You're at the stairs where Rambler is at the minute.
I'll take the spot on the stairs, the north one closest
Here?
to there, yeah.
Okay. Gilmore?
I'll be up next to Rambler if he doesn't mind.
And
we
finally
don't fight
Minstrel.
you, man.
I want to be at the rear of the party.
Back here? Or back with Bartu?
No, there's fine.
Okay. So you're currently at the bottom of the top area of the stairs. Okay, so as the first head begins coming round the pavilion, you see the head of a young dragon. Not born, just dragon.
Kid.
Oh
Colour
my
is this
God.
head?
The first one to come round is black. The second one, after it is woken, is blue, followed by green, red, and then white. So, to give you a quick rundown,
They all equal sizes.
they're all about 5 foot. They're not huge dragons. They're definitely young.
Dracarys.
So, we'll go red, blue, green, black, white. Everyone happy?
Yeah.
I'm never going to remember that, but
No, I won't remember, but
Okay.
it's the rough colours.
Left, right, red, blue, green, black, white. Left, right in mine, north to south.
Two of them.
Okay, so we'll have initiative rolls from everyone at this point. I have 5 to do.
Except Simon.
Fuck you. I got 17, you bitch.
Oh, 12. I did better that time.
Green,
Hard to do worse than
white.
4.
black. So, guess green's going to be going first. Even with Rambler's 21. Oh no, only +1, so it's going second. So first off we have Rambler. Then the green. Then we have 17 makes red third, followed by Gilmore. Followed by bloody thing. Blue,